Sometimes when doing payroll, there are unique situations that arise. This video will cover how to make some common one-time changes on the pay data grid. First, make sure that you are on the grid located under pay data on the left, and then select grid. You'll also want to make sure that your grid's been populated already with the hours and pay information. And for more information on how to do this, watch video 4 titled Getting Hours and Pay into Dominion. The first thing we'll look at is that from time to time, it may be necessary to delete an employee from the grid. And this usually happens when an employee should have been terminated and was not. It's especially important to do this for salary individuals, indicated with an SE or an S in the type column, because salary employees are set to receive their full salary for every payroll. To delete an employee from the grid, simply click the X button on the far left. If you delete an employee on accident, note that you can re-add that employee by clicking on the Add Employee button, which is located near the top of the grid. Next, use the O, T, and D buttons on the page to complete any one-time overrides. The O button contains several different overrides. The T button stands for tax override, and the D button is to do a deduction override. Making changes using these buttons will not change any of the permanent information in the employee menu. We will look more in detail at each of these three options. First, click the O button to view the various overrides available. Two of the most common overrides performed on the screen is the stop salary and the number of pays. The number of pays option allows you to tax a supplemental pay as if it were being paid over multiple pay periods. Use this option to reduce the amount of taxes taken out and refer to the IRS and guidelines in using this. The second thing on the screen that's commonly used is the stop salary dropdown. Since salaried employees come into the grid with their full salaries, use this option if there is an instance where a salaried employee is having a reduction in salary, often for new hires or employees leaving the company and receiving their final pay. To stop their full salary, you'll change the dropdown from no to yes. Then click Save. At this point, you've stopped the employee's salary. So you'll want to make sure if they need to receive something to scroll back down, find the employee, and then to enter their pay, you can do that one of two ways. The first way is you can find the appropriate earning column. In this instance, I'll be using regular pay and entering that dollar amount. The other way this is often performed is by clicking on the rate dropdown. If an employee has a rate stored in the employee menu, in other words, their hourly rate equivalent, then select that rate and enter the hours. In this instance, the employee would have worked 40 hours or 1 week out of 2. If the employee doesn't have a rate available in this dropdown, you can click back on the O button and you can enter the employee's hourly rate. Click Save. And then the system will calculate the gross pay from there. The next override is the T. T is for tax override. Use this button to make any one-time tax changes for an employee in this payroll. This will bring in the employee's withholding information that's on file. Click the withholding options to make any one-time changes. Common changes here might be an additional amount Or if doing a supplemental pay, you could choose override and then enter a percent. Then click Save One-Time Tax at the bottom when finished. Click OK. Then you can close the screen. Next is the D button. Use the D button to make a one-time change to a deduction, direct deposit, or a recurring earning. To modify a deduction, click the Add Deduction button. Select the deduction you'd like to modify from the list, and then make any necessary changes.